You.
All right.
So there's any original ones. Yeah, I don't know. But
I was just wondering how your experience is with the
Yeah,
tribute
yeah.
bands and Steve Hackett
That's-
revisiting the material, how it is exploring it again with the musical box, tribute,
It's a great,
and
it's a
Steve Hackett
great
doing it live.
music to play live, right?
Yeah, but in the modern era, does it feel different covering that again and looking at it?
But the live band and the cover band, what is that? Ha! This guy, he has an amazing Steve Hackett cover band.
Thank you.
Called The Steps.
Thank you.
There you go. So check it out. And because it's really, in fact, Steve loves it. You know, so there you go. And then here we have Serge Morissette, the producer of Musical Box. And so come the show, and they had total new lights, right? I'm shooting the picture here, and I see these 2 rows of lights coming from above. It was like a spaceship landing on Genesis. The force was coming down, you know, and I thought, God, that's the album cover. But you know, the album cover, like that one, the other one. This is an outtake. The album cover I shot it in Earl's Court.
Oh, it was not in Paris.
Earl's Court, because after the first show in Earl's Court, Phil, Peter and Phil, they're the same voices. If you hear it in the Lamb really well, you know, the voice that goes in Carpet Road and in Counting Out Time, man, they blend together so well. So anyway, I went to shoot Phil. Simon was a baby. I went to shoot a family picture, you know, and Phil just his haircut was so his long hair. His wife wanted to fucking finally cut his hair, you know? And so he had his short hair, man. What am I going to do with all these pictures? You have to take some more of them, you know. So I took the pictures again, and that became the cover because he had short hair and the red t-shirt. You know?
Wow.
When anyway, they came out better because by that time the smoke and the landing lights worked better, you know. They didn't work good every night. Like the screens of the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway never worked well every night. You know, that's why they never filmed it.
So the cover is from England. It's not from Paris.
Yeah,
Okay.
from Earl's Court. Yeah.
Are you still in touch with the band these days? And who's your favourite?
Oh my God!
I've got it on camera here now.
Your favourites in order.
In order, rank.
Well, Steve is still around. He plays. He takes care of his health. I don't know how he does it, and he's so generous in the sense that he likes to hang around with people, you know.
Yeah.
And if you call, you know, I'm coming to London next Wednesday. Oh, what time you coming? I'll pick you up. Wonderful, you know. Oh, it happened twice, you know, and then Peter got in contact with him again. Well, Peter, I'm in contact, you know, with him. Phil, I love Phil because they were the only guy who used to have a good time. Because we could go to the pub and have a pint, you know, when everybody was fighting in the dressing room, you know. And plus we'd have a smoke, you know. The other didn't. So anyway, plus Phil was a true Aquarian. I'm Aquarian, you know, and but I sent him notice, but he doesn't answer anymore. Probably doesn't want to talk about the past. Probably he's taking care of his life, you know. And plus he had some problems. Maybe some fucking surgeon fucked him over, you know. I don't know what happened there. Now I heard that he had a knee operated on, you know, and it's tough, you know. Mike, Mike, I was supposed to see him at his house in London, and he forgot. And then the following day, Gail also met him in a restaurant and said, Mike, you stood up Armando, he was supposed to, oh my God. So, but he's very forgetful, you know.
Yeah.
So we met the following time that I went to London, you know, and we met at this manager office, and then at one point he said, "Oh, Joe, can you call me a cab?" I said, "Mike, you came with your own car." You know, but you know, I have his email, and every now and then he answers, you know. And Tony, if you write an handwritten letter, hopefully is replying, you know. But I went there a couple of times, you know, recently, you know, and it's really lovely to go. He has a beautiful place that he bought in 1969, 70. In fact, Phil had left the band in 1979. His wife then didn't want him to tour. She wanted him to play session, but anyway. And he was trying to save the marriage, and they moved to Vancouver. And he called me up one day, it was February, and he was really down, you know. And so I said, Peter Hamill is here, he's playing the Roxy. And so he came down, you know, and it was great. But then, the two other guys did solo albums. Curious Feeling and Small Clips Day, right?
That's right.
And I think Phil had enough of Vancouver and the tryout, whatever, you know. So anyway, he bought a house, and Mike bought a house, and Tony bought this big property, and was 120,000 pounds, which at the time was a lot of money. So I remember when Phil came back to record Duke, he told me, in a way, I had to come back to Genesis as well, because, man, you know, Tony, he has this big mortgage to pay, you know? And at the same time, I was staying in his house, you know? It was really nice. He was really, there's a picture in the Genesis book, They Know What I Like. He has his beard, long beard, you know, and his heart was broken because his wife he was coming back, he wanted to see his kids, you know, and she ran away to Scotland, you know, and he was really, I wanted to take a picture of him the way he was, you know, because he was at the stage when you really get so heartbroken that something's gonna happen from there, you know. And in fact, he played me the cassette in the kitchen. He played me a cassette after I played him something from Mike and Tony. And I thought, man, this is crazy. I said, who are the chicks singing? You know, who's on keyboard? It's all me, man.
Wow.
You gonna do a solo album? Oh, I'll get around to it.
Wow.
And that was, you know, this, I don't know what he played me at that time, because the album came out 2 years later, you know. But I don't know if it was in Here Tonight or whatever, you know. But they were really great. There was a drum machine, you know. And so I didn't even think it was him, you know. Who are these people, you know? And so, but at the time, the question answers. The first question was to tell you that he got back to Genesis to do Duke because Tony Banks said he had a big mortgage to pay, you know?
I love it.
Am I doing all right? This is my cousin. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Armando.
Can you send them?
Yeah, sure. Assign every book that you buy.